Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Matt Meister. I'm the Director of Communications for School District 49, and thank you for coming here tonight for our Fantastic 49 celebration. Fantastic 49 is something that we do each month in advance of our Board of Education meeting to celebrate the people, the processes that are making District 49 the best choice to learn, work, and lead. And as we have wrapped up the school year, we tonight get to celebrate a teacher of the year from each of our schools. And I know that every one of us sitting in this room tonight has a teacher or two in our own life along the way that made an impact into who you are today. And in some cases, you may have many. So tonight we are celebrating some of our educators, our most important resource in District 49, and the work that they have done this year, and just celebrating all of that dedication and effort they put into educating the next generation. So not all of them, obviously, were able to be here due to summer and due to the recency of when we just got out of school. Some of them are sitting on islands with umbrella drinks right now. Some of them are climbing mountains. I'm sure they're here in spirit, but we will celebrate them as well tonight. So we'll get underway. And we'll begin with Mary Hopper from Woodman Hills Elementary School. She's a second grade teacher. And as we move through each of these, you'll see a quote either from someone they work with, a current or former student, a leader like this. You see Dr. Pickering, the principal at Woodman Hills, says that Mary's goal is to inspire and empower students to become active learners, to uncover their talents, their needs, and interests by making, producing, solving, creating, and thinking. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mary Hopper, the Teacher of the Year at Woodman Hills Elementary School. And Mary, if you're here, come on up. And Mary is actually transitioning to the library next year. So, Mary, why don't you tell us a little bit about that and about why you teach the next generation?
Well, thank you. I guess just to start out with, I've been in Falcon School District my whole career. I just finished my 22nd year teaching. So I started at Falcon Elementary and was there for 5 years teaching kindergarten. And then when Woodman Hills opened, I had the opportunity to go and help open that school. And I've been there all 17 years that Woodman Hills has been around. So I've taught primarily kindergarten, but also first and then second grade for the last 5 years. So I am really excited to move into our library and actually our project-based learning position to get a makerspace going so that our kids are going to really have some opportunities to do some creative work and some project-based, have some project-based experiences. So I think the reason I teach is it's just something that I've always wanted to do. I had actually written in my packet that when I was in kindergarten, I came home and announced to my parents that I was going to grow up and live with them and take care of them and be a kindergarten teacher. And that was my goal. And somehow that came to fruition, and I'm still here, and I love getting up and going to work every day. So, thanks.
We have a certificate for you that the Board of Education has.
Oh, fantastic.
Next is from Evans International Elementary School, fifth grade teacher Nicole Sinnott. Sandy Lamb, who is on the executive board of Ella Stemery and a former District 49 teacher, wrote a letter of recommendation for Nicole, as all of these teachers of the year will move forward and have been nominated for Colorado Teacher of the Year. So their applications, their packets, are sitting with the Colorado Department of Education right now. Ms. Lamb says that Nicole is an educator who goes above and beyond, not only in her school, but in the community. She has passion and a commitment and service to make her highly deserving of the state award. So each of these packets is actually a nomination for that state award. So without further ado, put your hands together for the Evans International Elementary School Teacher of the Year, Nicole Sinnott. And Nicole, I would also ask you why you teach. What's the most important thing to you about being a teacher?
Hello. He said we had to show up. He didn't say we had to talk. So let me just think about this for a minute. When I became a teacher, I had finished a career in the military and retail, and my husband is a Colorado Springs firefighter, and one of us had to change jobs. So teaching was something I was really connected to because I had always been a camp counselor, a lifeguard, an instructor of some sort with children. So it was a really good match for me. And I started out at Meridian Ranch as a PE teacher, which was totally not my direction, but it worked. It worked really well. And then I went into sixth grade social studies and science and shifted to fifth grade, and I've been there ever since. And I moved to Evans to continue my journey with International Baccalaureate. Inquiry is something I truly believe in. And I am steeped in science. A couple years ago, I got my national board certification in science. And so I work to bring science and STEM to all the students in our school. So my principal asked me to head up Project Lead the Way in our school last year, and we brought Project Lead the Way launch, and every student in every classroom was able to experience inquiry, project-based learning. So for me, that touched my heart and makes me want to stay. So.
I figured that teachers wouldn't need a heads up to get up in front of people and talk, since that's what they do every day. Next, from Vista Ridge High School, a mathematics teacher, Amy Rogers, in her packet, she said that ultimately her greatest accomplishments as a teacher are not her own. It's the results of her students' hard work, and it's their accomplishments that they have the right to claim. And I thought that was a really neat quote, and so I picked that out. So put your hands together for Amy Rogers, the Teacher of the Year from Vista Ridge. Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about being a math teacher? I know sometimes students are maybe, don't gravitate to that like they might some other things, but in reading about you, I read that you're making a big impact in that way. So please tell us about that.
He's right. Math is not the most liked subject by most students. So when I was in high school, I had that one teacher who pulled me out of my shell and kind of made me want to, she put me with students who were upperclassmen and made me tutor them. And it kind of gave me that confidence that, I can do this and I can help others do this. And the joy that came from tutoring students that were my peers. They were just a little bit like a year or two older than me. But the joy that came from when they got an A on a test was just like something that you can't put a price on. So that's why I teach, because everybody can do math. So my goal is to teach students so that they have that confidence and they stop saying they can't. They say they can, and that's the joy that I get out of it.
And Amy, I like math very much, so next, he's not able to be here with us tonight. He is coaching a t-ball game right now. But Dave Kranz is the agriculture and a social studies teacher at Falcon High School. And I pulled out a Falcon High School graduate who is an Air Force Academy cadet going into his senior year. And he said that even in his time at the Air Force Academy, this is Brody Hicks, that he has yet to meet an instructor who has the same passion that Mr. Kranz does. And I know he's doing a lot of work right now with the budding agriculture program out there. So please put your hands together for him, the Teacher of the Year at Falcon High School. Next, I'm not sure she's here either. Is Shanna here? I didn't think so. So she is at Skyview Middle School, and Ms. O'Meara is a language arts teacher for the 8th graders. And Megan Sanders, who's the instructional coach at Skyview, says that she tailors each lesson to fit the strengths and to support the struggles of her students, and that she's committed to showing them relevance in everything they do. And I thought that was a great quote to pull out. So put your hands together for Shanna O'Meara, the Teacher of the Year at Skyview Middle School. Next, from Springs Ranch Elementary School, she is a special education teacher, Ms. Amber Labant. And Zach Craddock, the Executive Director of Individualized Education, says that she builds a strong connection with students and that they truly strive to please her. So as we hear from many successful teachers in District 49, it's really about those relationships that really kind of drive students to make those big goals. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Amber Labant. And Amber, why don't you tell us a little bit about the important work that you do each day?
I am a SSN teacher at Springs Ranch Elementary. This is my 9th year of teaching, not in District 49, but I have taught special education for that amount of time. One of the things that you said, Sean, is about relationships. My job is very multifaceted. Professionals, I also teach children, and I also comfort and assist parents. The only way I'm successful at that is through relationship. We do capturing kids' hearts at Springs Ranch Elementary, and when I took that in service, it kind of spoke to me because that was kind of how I've always taught and how I've always viewed things. I'm also humble. I'm honored to receive this award, but I'm humble because there's a lot of women that work underneath me that have made this possible and for me to be able to receive this honor. I have 7 paraprofessionals that work underneath me, and without their help, I'm kind of emotional, but without their help, there's no way I could be successful. I also, before I go, I want to say that another reason I'm successful is because I feel that I've been given a gift. And as many of you guys know, this is not a field that everybody can work in. And I believe that I was placed here for a reason, and that I have a gift, and that I don't know, that I'm doing a good job in what I'm in fulfilling this gift. So thank you.
Congratulations. And I agree that all of our teachers have a gift, because if I go to one of the classrooms and read, or in my prior career when I would do weather talks, after an hour, I'm just wiped. So I don't see how they stay in there all day and do that. Next, from Falcon Middle School, 6th grade science teacher Peggy Brown. Brian Smith, her principal, is here, and I don't know if Peggy is here tonight. I don't think she is. So Brian, since she's not and you are here, would you like to come up and say a few words about what she does, or read your quote that I pulled off up there? Now, Brian really wasn't ready to talk in front of people, but I know he's always ready to do so. So let's hear a few words from him about his Teacher of the Year.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
There's not enough to say about Peggy Brown. Being a former scientist myself and watching what she does in that classroom to empower kids and have them do science and engage science, she has connections around our community to get kids engaged with real people doing science, and so she's brought that to our school and helped other people learn and grow with that. And the stuff she does with kids, there's several of her former students that actually submitted letters for her application as far as them now going into a science-related career. So she definitely has empowered and helped kids embrace what to do in the science classroom. So we were very happy to nominate her for this award.
Next is Marvra Winner. She has been here at Fantastic 49 before. Marvra does a lot of stuff across the zone and across the district, outside of the moderate to severe special needs students that she serves each and every day. She's been very active in bringing the Fuel Up to Place 60 program to a number of schools in District 49. But her principal says that Marvra is an innovator among educators. Marvra has submitted many grants to bring some of her ideas to fruition in the school. She enjoys thinking creatively to find the best solutions to serve her learners. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Marvra Winner, the Teacher of the Year at Ridgeview.
Amber actually said everything that I was going to say, so I don't have to repeat any of it. I'm actually a special education teacher as well, and one of the things that Amber was saying that I can relate to is the opportunity to build relationships with my students. That's very important to me, and to be able to build relationships with their parents. I have a wonderful leadership who allows me to grow and do the things that I do, so that's the reason that I succeed. And I love doing what I do with the kids.
Next, from Falcon Zone, third grade teacher at Meridian Ranch Elementary School, Mr. Aaron Lentner. I think this was a former principal of Mr. Lentner's, I believe, was one of his letters of recommendation for his packet in District 11. And she said that time and time again, he was an excellent teacher and teammate. And that's one of the things I think about being a teacher is not only is it the students they're serving each and every day, but it's supporting those other educators that they work with through the year. Says he's top notch, and I think that's pretty self-explanatory for a teacher of the year. So without further ado, Mr. Aaron Lentner.
So I teach third grade at Meridian Ranch Elementary, and I guess why I do what I do is I brought my son with me, Zachary, and he's in preschool. He'll be coming with me to kindergarten next year, and I'm always so excited myself to talk to him when he gets home. You know, what did you learn? What happened today? And so I tried to kind of take that view with all the students in my class, that they're going home as well, and you know, talking to their parents, and I just want to make every day special for them, where they grow as both a learner and a person. So that's all.
Next, Odyssey Elementary School, Miss Stephanie Hazelton. She teaches fifth grade, and we had the honor of being at Odyssey when Google had a new technology in the classroom, some 3D kind of virtual reality environments. They have an expeditions program that one of the first schools in the state was Odyssey, and Ms. Hazelton was the person that kind of brought that to the school, and Channel 13 was out there and did a story on that as well. And a parent that has had one of her children in Mrs. Hazelton's class says that her calm, professional, and fair approach made a big difference to her daughter in various problem-solving situations during the year that may have been academic but could have been friend-related or whatever the case might have been through the year. So I think Stephanie was scheduled to be here. Is she here? Oh, there you are. Couldn't see you. Put your hands together for Stephanie Hazelton.
Okay, so first of all, in his email, he said this is very informal. This doesn't feel
Tuxedos on.
right. So I've been teaching for 13 years, and this was my first year completing a one-to-one program with iPads in fifth grade, and I loved every challenge that it provided me. And I'm so honored to receive this nomination, and I also am so appreciative of this district for all the opportunities that they have provided me to get where I need to be. I have very high expectations as a teacher, and it's my students who are rock stars, and they rise to the occasion and meet those expectations. So all of my success is because of how hard they have worked. So thank you very much.
See, the use of informal in the email is selective marketing to get you here, because if not, then, you know, some of you stray away from coming. Next, at Remington Elementary School, I know she was planning on being a little late. Angela, did she end up making it? No, she might not have. She had something before this. She's a Spanish teacher, but in her application, you see up there, she believes in allowing students to tap into what interests them. And as an art teacher in particular, that makes a lot of sense to me. Having had unique interests as a child, I can relate to that. But incorporating those interests and personal goals into her own educational experience for them. So I thought that was a great quote about her kind of technique of teaching and how she approaches it. So put your hands together for her at Remington Elementary School, Ms. Angela Reed. Melanie Holtz from Falcon Elementary School of Technology. She's a third grade teacher. I think she is at a math conference right now in California, so I don't think that she is here with us. But a former colleague of hers says that she's a role model teacher for other educators in the building, and that she is a rock star in mathematics and science. She is a technology expert, which obviously is very important at Falcon Elementary School and a definite asset for any school. So put your hands together for Melanie Holtz. Stetson Elementary School kindergarten teacher, Patsy Dowell. She believes that it's important to strengthen the family's knowledge that she is serving. So obviously you're not just serving an individual as an educator, you're educating and helping along the educational journey that parents are walking along with their child to make sure that they're learning at home as effectively as they are in the community. And is Patsy here tonight? She is, so welcome Patsy Dowell.
I'm not a good speaker in front of everyone, so I'm gonna
It's
pretend.
informal, it's okay.
Yes, yes, of course it is. I'm gonna pretend like you guys are kindergartners right now. I am teaching kindergarten this year, and I started last year at District 49. I'm very honored for the opportunity to be here. I really like District 49. It has been such a pleasure serving this community, especially all the way from my principals to the paras to, the students are amazing. I'm a strong believer in making connections with families and the students and others, make our community stronger, as I mentioned. Everybody covered everything, I think.
Okay. Dan, have you guys have any questions? Now it's getting real formal. We've thrown the informality out the window.
Is your son?
Yes, yes, he is. Both my sons are at District 49, and they both love it here. Like I said, from their coaches to their teachers, I love, everybody in this district. It's just been a pleasure serving this district, and I hope to stay here for a very long time.
Awesome.
So, thank you very much.
Congratulations. We love you too. We've got a certificate for you up there. And is Ms. Nelson here? She awesome. So this is one of the, I really like this quote that Mr. Horace, the principal at Horizon, said that Jessica's classroom is somewhere where they send other teachers, in particular to get pointers on student engagement. And I know at the middle school level in particular, that can be an interesting place. I know the folks that serve in our middle schools love it. I go in there sometimes and I'm terrified myself. But let's welcome the Horizon Middle School Teacher of the Year, Jessica Crawford Nelson. Congratulations.
So this is my 13th year teaching. For a couple years, I had the thought where I said, teaching's kind of hard. Law enforcement related field. And what was hard about that job is that things would be thrown at you that you had no control over. As I was working in the evenings doing this law enforcement job and then teaching, complete control to make it an amazing, exceptional experience for us. I have a wonderful principal, Mr. Horace, and he had
I'd like to give Peter Hiltz, our Chief Education Officer, an opportunity to maybe say any comments as we've wrapped up the school year to our Teachers of the Year or just our educators in general. I know that, as I said earlier, they're really our most important resource in what we do. And it was great to celebrate and hear from them tonight.
Thank you, Matt. Curiously, I'm going to begin by thanking the principals because a principal puts some of their personal relationship capital on the line when they approach a teacher at the end of the year and ask them to participate in a process that is not easy. Teachers who are here, this is not an easy process, is it? There's a lot of writing. You have to ask for letters from colleagues, and I think teachers are inherently humble. because they know they depend on each other and on students. And so principals, thank you. It has not always been easy. It's not always been natural, but look what comes of raising the standard of honoring our teachers. And to the teachers who are here, you know, I'll get emotional. No, you know what it means for the child who didn't find anyone in their life that believed in them, and then they showed up and you believed in them. And I have some of those children. I was one of those children. And so thank you for intervening in a life as early as you did, whenever you did. That's the thing that we want to honor with our Teachers of the Year. What a great district, what great principals, but especially what great teachers to formally recognize
Got to get them here.
how much that matters. We get a lot of credit for the work that y'all do, and we really appreciate being able to be part of what you do. So thank you, principals. Thank you, teachers, especially.
One more time, put your hands together for our Teachers of the Year. Congratulations to each one of you, and good luck as the process moves forward. And our Board of Education meeting will begin in about 4 minutes. So thank you for being here tonight, and have a good evening.